Imagine walking into a 1950s office. The first thing you notice isn't a computer, it's the sound. The steady clack, clack, clack of typewriters, the ring of telephones, and the hum of conversation bouncing off walls lined with filing cabinets. It's a world of paper, pencils, and carbon copies, where work smelled like ink and coffee, not Wi-Fi. Back then, the office was a serious place. Men wore suits and ties, women wore dresses and heels, and everyone called each other Mr. or Miss. No jeans, no headphones, no casual Fridays. The 1950s office looked more like a movie set than a workplace, and in many ways it was. Desks were lined up in rows, typewriters clattered all day long, and the boss had an office with a door, usually with his name in gold letters. Paperwork ruled everything. If you wanted to make a copy, you used carbon paper. If you wanted to send a message, you typed it, folded it neatly, and delivered it by hand. Phones were heavy, black, and attached to the desk, and when they rang, everyone noticed. Coffee breaks were sacred. At 10 a.m. and 3 p.m., you'd find small groups gathered around percolators, sharing gossip and the latest news. It wasn't just about caffeine. It was community. Secretaries were the heartbeat of the office. They managed schedules, typed memos, filed documents, and somehow remembered everything. The typewriter was their instrument, and speed was an art. Some could hit over 80 words a minute, with accuracy and grace. Each keystroke sounded like progress. And then there were the office gadgets, relics of pre-digital genius. Dictaphones with reel-to-reel tapes, adding machines that clicked like tiny robots, and rotary phones that required real patience. Every task took longer, but there was rhythm to it. People didn't multitask. They focused. When you worked, you worked. When you clocked out, you were done. There were no after-hours emails, no Slack messages, no notifications. At 5 o'clock, the world outside the office truly began. If you ever worked, or wish you could have worked, in an office like this, what's the one thing you remember most? The sound of the typewriter? The smell of paper and coffee? Or the satisfaction of finishing a pile of work by hand? Tell us in the comments. We'd love to hear what the office meant to you. The 1950s office wasn't all glamour, of course. Work could be repetitive, hierarchies were strict, and everything moved slower. But it also had charm. There was pride in precision, in good handwriting, in perfectly aligned documents. The tools of the trade had personality. Every desk had an ashtray, a blotter pad, a fountain pen, and a calendar you flipped by hand. The click of a stapler, the roll of a chair, the shuffle of papers, it was a symphony of productivity. Office culture was formal, yet human. Birthdays meant coffee and cake in the break room. Promotion announcements traveled by word of mouth. And when the clock hit 5, someone might open a window, light a cigarette, and sigh with quiet satisfaction. Another day done. The role of women in offices was changing too. More and more were joining the workforce, first as secretaries, typists, and operators, but slowly stepping into managerial roles. It was the beginning of transformation, long before computers or HR departments. And technology was creeping in. Electric typewriters appeared, automatic calculators, even intercom systems that felt futuristic. Every new gadget promised a more efficient future, though in truth, the paper stacks only grew taller. By the end of the decade, the office had become a symbol of modern life. You could tell a lot about someone by where they worked and what they carried in their briefcase. Business cards were badges of honor, and your desk was your domain. Looking back now, it's easy to smile at how tactile everything was. You could touch your work, hear it, even smell it. Each document had weight, each copy was earned, and every accomplishment left an ink mark somewhere. Maybe the 1950s office wasn't efficient by today's standards, but it was alive. You saw your co-workers face to face, shook hands, and shared moments that no email could replace. And when you finally left for the day, coat over your arm, hat on your head, and a newspaper under your arm. You weren't just going home. You were stepping out into a world that still valued the pause between work and life. If this look back at the 1950s workplace made you smile or reminded you of your first job, give this video a thumbs up. It helps others rediscover these moments of history that still live inside us. And don't forget to subscribe to Yesterday Lives. We'll keep exploring what the world looked, sounded, and felt like in the golden decades. Because yesterday never really left, it just clocked out at 5.